Yeah.
When I bought that album, I would skip over No Quarter.
I love No Quarter.
That's how young I was and
Yeah.
immature.
Yeah.
It scared me. It was too heavy.
Yeah.
When I first got Master Reality, I didn't listen to it. I bought it. I put it on one night. The Exorcist was on TV.
Oh.
I put earphones on. I listened to Master Reality, and I was snorting THC.
You're going
crystal,
double Satan there.
which is
Jesus.
fucking angel dust,
Yeah.
basically. And I'm watching all this going on. I'm like, I'll never hear this album again. Then it took me 2 or 3 years to put Into the Void on and go, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, now we're on to something, but No Quarter at first.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Skip that motherfucker. Go right to the ocean, bitch.
But isn't it more common with music than comedy? Like in music, people buy songs that other people have written, so it's not like they're stealing, but they just didn't pay the royalties, or is it actually like they're stealing and
chords or something? And I
No,
thought
later they gave him credit on the records. I think it was early on. I mean, early on they probably just thought that, of course, we're playing blues, but everybody is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like,
music I have less of a problem with than I would with comedy. I think I don't know why.
Listen, when I heard that song by that fucking guy, I knew he robbed fucking Marvin Gaye.
which
As soon
one?
as I heard that song by Robin Whip, whatever, Robin Thicke,
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
the night. As soon as I heard that song,
Yeah.
didn't take a genius to know they had to pay somebody. That was sampled
Yeah.
or clipped.
Yeah.
Okay, is that a fucking mouse over there?
Where?
Where?
No. Did it bother me? No, it didn't bother me. I love Marvin Gaye. You know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? To me, I think that Jimmy Page was there in the fucking birth of that shit. Of course, he wasn't an old black blues player, you know, but he played blues his entire life. It wasn't like he just came in and learned a style and then went, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be blues rock. Guy played blues all his life.
You know.
Played that skibble or whatever before. That weird playing. You ever see him when he's like 13 on TV? Playing some fucking...
Yeah, he's been playing guitar all his fucking life, that guy.
Yeah.
You know, but as comics, if somebody's stealing jokes, we avoid them.
Oh, yeah.
We don't call them out. I just avoid them because I know I'm just smacking them, so
Yeah.
they know. So why wouldn't we avoid Zeppelin? Like guys like you and me. I can't. I love it. To me,
Yeah.
if they stole something, they made it better. They took it with confidence. This last lawsuit kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
To me, it's always been one of the greatest songs of all time.
Yep.
One of the greatest solos of all time. Every time I hear it, it brings a tear to my eye.
Soul is insane.
You know, hands down to me. Again, you know, if you put on the song, remains the same. That's where I take my. That's a live performance at the hardest venue in the world. There's no harder venue, and when you watch it, you see that the people are hypnotized. You know, I got to see Robert playing Jimmy Page later on, 94,
I saw that too.
95.
96, yeah.
Who gives a fuck? You know, it wasn't Led Zeppelin to me. I was happy.
That's why I'm glad they never get back together now. It's never going to live up to what you and I want it to be. Ever. We're good with the memories.
I'm solid. I'm
me
good
too.
to go. You
I'm
know,
good
this
with
morning
Sam.
I woke up and I wanted to play this and this and this, but I kept hearing the opening chord of Achilles. Look at my Facebook and Twitter. That's what I put on this morning.
Wow.
It's just a Monday type of song. It was an early morning when they told us we should know.
That song is a punch in the face. It's one of the most electric songs that you hear. You just go, what the fuck, man? And especially when they're playing it at Nebworth in 78. They play like 79 or where they play Nebworth. They're kind of, after 77, they lay dormant. Then they're working on In Through the Outdoor. And they haven't played in like 3 years or whatever it is. Then they go do 2 warm-up shows in Nebworth.
And they also open up in the evening.
Yeah. And they're playing Achilles' Last Stand.
And they designer clothing on and shit.
And
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, with those fucking weird suit pants and shit. But Jimmy Page is like, weighs about 32 pounds in that. And he is murdering Achilles' Last Stand. He looks like he's possessed. He's on heroin. Full-blown addiction there. And he's killing it. Like beyond. I love it, man. It's fucking insane.
Only some people know about that Nebworth stuff.
That shit's fire. Nebworth is fire.
You know, I heard the story of, I always talk about, what would have happened is a great question. If here's what I got to deal with. What would have happened if Leonard Skinner would have lived?
Oh, let's see. There's only two bands I didn't see: Skinner and Zeppelin.
How different would life have been? What direction? All those bands, Molly Hatchet, all those bands would have carried over because we couldn't. I mean, Leonard Skinner was way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
But I heard a story of them going to Network and just blowing out the stone.
Yeah, you seen it? You can watch it on YouTube.
Watch it. They have like a little hat on, and they're doing Saturday Night Special. Yeah. And you're sitting there going, oh my fucking God. They're in the spectrum of music, and they're just killing it.
Yeah. I think that's Nebworth also.
Yeah, Nebworth. Yeah.
And they play one of the most spectacular. I grew up in the Bay Area, and my whole music life I owe to Bill Graham. Everything, my life I owe to that guy, because he had these visions of these crazy shows where he'd put, fucking all these different bands on, and that's how you got to learn about so much different music. But Skinner played Day in the Green, and those are my favorite shows ever, Day in the Green. I talk about it over and over and over because it really fucked me up. But if you punch in on YouTube, Skinner, Day in the Green, Freebird, you're not going to see anything more rocking than that. It's insane. It's 77. Oh. It's 60,000 people, and they started up, and he's like, play it pretty for Oakland. That's what he says. And Ronnie with the no shoes on, burning up feet on the stage with that fucking hat on and the Neil Young shirt on, because, he had that, hope Neil Young will remember. And there he is, killing it, and you just go like, that is fucking rock right there, And Zeppelin played their last two shows in Oakland Coliseum, 77. Last two ever in America. That's the ones where Peter Grant and his thug guy beat up one of the guy's dads there because the kid's pulling the Led Zeppelin sign off the dressing room, and Peter Grant's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. And the dad comes and they pull him in the dressing room and just beat him almost to death. And then
I love this shit.
Bill Graham's like, look, man, we can't cancel him because it's going to get fucking crazy here. So Peter Grant knows that they beat that guy up. So he goes, you got to come over here and sign this paper saying you won't sue us before we go back over there. They sign off on the paper. They play the next show. And then the next day, Plant's kid dies.
We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.